grab on ALK, by the way.
Yeah.
6250s, I think. I'll check in a second. We'll talk about it in a minute. All right, let's
Types.
do this as quickly as possible. Obviously, I have nothing to say. SPY at all-time highs, continuing to move to the upside direction. If you have it, cool. If you don't, I have 631 underneath us. So, I don't really have any further insight on this thing at all. Channel wise, I think I had a channel here on the 5, but irrelevant. So not my thing if you guys are speculating on it. But we are closing at all-time highs, and that's not my thing. Now, Qs jacked themselves up today, waking off of that 559.60 lower time frame right here, staying above it and pulling itself back on. So tomorrow, one could look at a 460, 440 rip potential into new highs as well. So good base today. You got a strong base. You have 559.33 in the most recent price action, or the double wicks at 558.60. But this is going to require lower time frame effort, which I'm not willing to expend. So IWM making new highs as well, finally getting outside of that consolidation. So if you're somebody who's looking up, right, your next target will be 227.50 and 228.50. So $2 marks that are directly up above you. I think the long call is 233 if you're looking for empty space to get filled, and the first green candle to your left to be hit. Now the 4-hour, I think, supports this. Yes, it does, right? But the price target will change slightly. And then you have, and this is why doing top-down analysis is so important, because you can see a sneaky little gap right there at 234.34. So there's room for runners. You can also observe the empty space here above that, all the way up to 236.75. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that line right there, and we'll see if we hit that thing. Oh, here comes the band hammer.
Yo, Potter. Ivy's stream is, I think, like messed up. It's just
Yeah,
like
Ivy, are you here?
it's just like a black screen. And the other two streams are full.
She's coming back. Thank you.
Thanks, Ivy.
Camera keeps turning by itself the other way. It's creepy. All right. All right, there we go. Good to go. All right, cool. All right. So that's our 3 ETFs going into the rest of the day. A couple of swings that are going well are PDD, and this one, obviously, profit has been taken, trimmed. Today, another opportunity to trim. Again, I have to ask myself the question, did we hold through a big gravestone doji? Dumbass. But seriously, yeah, we did, and that ended up flipping and reversing. So as we move up, and this is completely risk-free, I'm okay with exploring the possibilities, and I think that could draw us up to 223.32 and 226.80. So we'll see. NIO seeing one of its bigger pullbacks here, looking at a 481 retest. This play's basically over. I should stop talking about it, but there is a open top above 535 that could reignite this setup and have it flying up into the 650s. So that one should still have at least an alert or something. And it is worth noting that nothing has been lost. So that's good. Let's see here. Target setup is holding again. There's nothing really I can do. I know that it's approaching earnings. So we are just looking for a rip above today's high. If you go to the lower time frame, right, and maybe it buys itself some time before it goes for the earnings rip, but that could mean a retest at 106 and possibly as far as 105. So hopefully your expiration is solid. But we like target. Now, everybody is asking, We've already talked about it. It's going to be the same shit I've already said. And, nothing I say is going to change the, potential outcome here. We had a gap, if I'm not mistaken. Well, yeah, I guess you did. You do still have a gap down there. I don't like that. But regardless, we're looking at the higher time frame. We're looking at the 1, 2, 3. We have empty space up above us, 62.30. Low risk. You have potential runners up to 65 if we reclaim the floor, as well as 70 if this just decides that it wants to go on one of these rips. I did notice looking back that the upside on the earnings is usually a little bit meh. So just because I'm taking this one, just because you guys have seen me, we basically have had grand slam after grand slam, but that doesn't change. Like, none of those have anything to do with what I just did. So hopefully, again, you're still using great risk and adhering to that. You've got target-based contracts that adhere to your risk. So that being said, there's nothing really else to say. Now, if you decide that you would like to hedge this, we could be looking as far as $45 to the downside or 41. You can use those targets to pick your contracts. Apple needs covering, and what the fuck? But I get it, right? We're all kind of in the same boat here. If you're rocking with Apple, it is not giving up, right? But it isn't doing what the hell it needs to. Now, I'm not sure if this thing's going to rip overnight, or if the opposite. And I think at this point, with the rejection today, you could. Sometimes it's just not worth it, but you could look at, right, a retest coming back down to 206. That is possible. But otherwise, we haven't lost anything, right? So possibly overnight price action, news, one of those things. But that high of 215.65 has got to go. And then we can start moving up into that 220.50. And I think it's going to happen in one day. One day.
Hey, Garrett, sorry, I was driving. What contract with price target up do you see for ALK?
62.50s. They were cheap enough.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. All right. You know what's funny is we've been eating Krispy Kreme donuts now for like a couple of weeks. Like, Peyton just got a bug and just been buying them. And then I've also been buying Funkos. Somebody posted the Funko chart.
Whoa.
I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many Funkos?
Yeah.
1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 Funkos. But I know that's not a lot, but and I open them too. Yeah.
Why do you open them?
Hell yeah, I knew you would have hated that. God, rage baiting is fun.
Bro,
All right. Sorry. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Apple, listen, if you sometimes it's just better to wait for that break. All right. Now, if you have anything you would like for me to take a look at, I'm going to move as quickly as I can. I'm going to identify whether it's a good setup to me. You don't have to take that as law, but I'm going to look at it anyway and tell you how I feel. So, all right. First one I see. All right. We see AL. Try to wait for Ivy or Alex to post. It just kind of helps me navigate because I got dumb eyes. All right, so I mean, you're moving towards through that wick on the 24-hour. That's typically a good sign for potential continuation of the upside. If you're in this, right, you have a stop loss probably around 1262, and you have the departure right above 13. Now the box or the range that we've established, and here changes on the 4-hour, has a median of 1365, and we're using that as our first target to the upside. But 24-hour right has a bottom candle of 1350, same enough, and then beyond that, it's not beautiful, but it is empty. So you could potentially look at a target of 15, and as far as maybe even up to 16, but I guess, that being the majority of the volume and this being speckles of it, that would be where I would assume the stock would gravitate to if it can break through that. So, let's see here.
I have earnings tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe all of those things, but faster. Same targets. You do have the channel, right? You can take that into consideration as well. So, take that for what it's worth. These things are meant to break, but the first target is 1350 on the 24 hours. So, all right. Coin. And I'm assuming you're trying to take this possibly down. I'm not sure. Make sure you guys are specifying which direction. So I can tell you this pretty easily. You're holding up cost basis right now on coin 24 and 4 hour 388.25. You're trying to pop off the top, which is a 398.50 price target and a potentially really great t-shirt. But right here, you can see that clearly on the 2 hour, empty space, small box, empty space, up to potentially 415. So you're channel trading at the moment. And of course, the current low of 388.50, if lost, you're looking pretty much for a departure. I think this would be relatively easy to move through, but you do have a range underneath you here as well. So step-by-step process when you're playing against the grain. Or with the grain, but it's going against your grain. What smaller grain, your tiny grain. Let's see here. ACHR, empty space above already on the 2 hour, bouncing off of big volume underneath you. And so you're going to look back on the 4 hour and you're going to look at the same range that you used before, right? And you're going to see that price typically, and responds to it. That's 11.68. So that would be step one to get you up, right? And then above, I guess I might have this a little bit off. Above the 1225, there is that empty space, and that could bring you back up. At the same time, you are sitting on top of this. So if any of those levels retest and you break back down, right, because this does not look super healthy at the moment, but if you do break back down, you have a box here and a potential target of 884. Please specify what you guys are. Oh, you said upside. So cool. Yeah. Love earnings. What is this? Oh my God. So sometimes
Every
what's up?
time, I'm sorry, my bad, bro. Every time you switch charts, Ivy's screen keeps going black.
She's in a fucking monsoon right now. So,
Okay, cool.
but Alex's side of their apartment. No,
Cool.
I'm just kidding. It's fine over there. Ivy, if you have to restart or anything like that, do what you got to do. You guys need to like short-term shuffle to TikTok or something like that and hop back on.
All right, cool.
Sorry. I could open up my left hand, but
I was gonna say you got like right, left hand, middle hand, everything.
yeah, but they're tired. All right, so this is where it just keeps you simple because there's really not much around you other than the wall, right? And this is the weekly and the resistance above you at 39.61. So that's my target for earnings. I mean, I know that's simple, but that's literally it. Now to the downside, obviously the 35 breakout where you broke out, that would be where you look for a retest or that potential downside target. So XYZ Young Garlic, what are we thinking about here? What do we want? Tell me what you want, what you really want. Okay, so this is simple, right? Everything that's happening to price action right now is telling you the answers. What does it want? 81. When can it have it? Whenever the fucking candle closes on top of or gaps up onto that floor. Beyond that, you have a first trigger at 87.14. You have a little extra pack of volume right here, right? Sneaky, but it's there. And that's at 90. Hold on. I'm tweaking. 96.65, right? But that's and at the same time, what you just saw on the weekly is true as well. You got empty space underneath you, and you either keep ripping. You either keep ripping, or when you run into resistance or into volume or structure, you either keep your foot on the gas pedal, or if it stops you, and sometimes that can be momentary, or that can be, repeated stoppage at the same level, you're going to come back down. So eventually, if that can't do that, if that's unable to be accomplished, and I mean, it's true on the weekly, it's true on the 24. So AAL, that's a read and react situation, right? Not yet ready to be taken. Oh yeah, I already did that one. Docu upside. So today was obviously a little bit of a struggle. What the fuck is happening to me right now? Was a little bit of a struggle as you battled with that 81, 85, where you gapped up to, but you bounced. And so one, looking at how DocuSign moves, look at this gap, red candle, pop, pop. So you would like to see price action basically do the exact same thing. It's holding up its mover. It has 79.75 underneath it to bounce off of if it needs to. So just let this thing cook. It needs a little more marination. DNUT long-term analysis. Well, I think looking at the weekly, it's 850, right? Now, beyond that, what could I tell you other than you need to start grabbing floors, right? When you start grabbing floors, we can start talking shop about moving through what we could interpret as a monthly, right? So the most recent price action, it's here. I guess we could encompass all of that. Yep, that is true. So yeah, I'll say a monthly 1026, right? But it's 1265. So there's a lot to be said about this chart, but you got a lot of steps to get to that area. Speaking of, yeah, so you got empty space for sure. You are battling with the top of this box right here. I think we talked about this one yesterday. And it probably just doesn't have enough volume, right? It already doesn't have that. But the good thing is what you did at cost basis is you built a box, right? And this median of 2615 is going to align with the 24-hour cost basis as well. So the play, if it fails, would fail likely underneath 2615, but at the moment, you could just be looking at a potential retest, and how you're falling could be indicative of that potential reversal. And I'd say so, depending or based on how I see you falling. In fact, there's probably room for that. There you go. All right. TTD up. Okay, so 24-hour time frame. We got a nice candle popping. Okay, there you go, guys. I like that. So what's there to stop you guys? What is in front of us to stop us? And where would our stop loss be? What's above, right? Just a wall. What's below? Just a box. Just a girl in her... Wait, hold on. I didn't think about that before I was going to say it out loud.
Nah, finish it. Finish
Nope.
it. Let TikTok know.
I just didn't. Can I teach you how to
No.
Dougie? That I can
Stay
do.
with your chest, bro.
I don't want to. That was one of those rain
You
filter
can't
things.
make me.
I'm
You're not my
it's
dad.
not. No, I'm not nasty, dude. I didn't mean it like that. I wasn't thinking. I was just being sassy, you know.
Twirl on it and it splashes everywhere.
Oh my god! All right, that's enough. Yeah, so I mean, this actually would be from the top to the bottom, that median 85.15. I love you, man. Don't worry, but you are nasty. Oh, come on, Chunky. So 85.22, and then if that breaks through, I think you just go to the top there. So, and of course, the potential here is to the actual major imbalance, which is all the way up to 95.60. So, yeah, keep your wits about you. Watch. If you already have it, you know where your stop loss is. But that's not a bad 24-hour candle. And 95 obviously would be the target. We're dead slap in the middle of the week. So I think it's probably, yeah, but the number looks good. Let's see. Such a sassy girl. Yeah, sorry about that. 95s. Those are nicely priced for, you know, next week, which, you know, you could play the 94s just as easily as that. Get a little bit snug closer, but you know, 16 days out, that doesn't look, actually, never mind, I take that back. Take it all back. That's actually pretty rough. Wow, that's a crazy jump for a week. I think because they know it's inevitable. Baha Naba Dianya? The hell does that mean? Is that Hindi? Is he doing Hindi to me?
It means, is it already flooded there?
Oh, I see that. Yeah, I translated it.
Yeah.
Did I say it right though? Did it sound good? Little Filipino?
Kinda. It sounds
Kinda.
like bahana ba dyan? Bahana ba dyan? Like that.
That sounds like a delicious fruit. All right. Let's see. Wolf. Bahana. Yeah.
Sounds something completely different, but I'm gonna keep that to myself.
Yep. Thank you. $2 obviously is the floor that you lost. Is the floor that you need to reclaim. You're currently being held underneath, or trying to be held underneath 170. So read and react. So once you can reclaim that floor again, I would take another crack at 325, but that's wild. Deck. Yeah, is that earnings is soon, right? We looked at those contracts on deck, and I think that was the deterrent, is that they just didn't look delicious. And yes, 125 is the target, but Lord have mercy, those contracts are fucking loaded. I think 125 is obviously possibly the target there, but like I said, Lord have mercy, that those are absolutely juiced, and I don't step outside of, I like low risk, high reward. So all right, so let's keep it moving. Sound Hound up. You couldn't get to it. Oh, sorry about that. Nice bounce. So yeah, you got a good bounce, 4 hour. You got a good bounce. You got more empty space as you move down into the lower time frame up to that 1250. So keep watch on that lower time frame. You can see a perfect box here. Perfect box at basically $13 with the, or this cost basis at $13. So a move onto the floor through 1272 and above that $13 mark, and you could be, with the right momentum, be looking up into the next target, which I have marked out as 1475. Up. Oh, never mind. That was what you wanted. All right, I'm going as fast as I can, I promise. Oh, my God. What do you want with this thing? Eat to the upside. Okay, so you want to bounce it. Okay. So top, bottom, holding. So now this draws us down into the lower time frame where we solve the problem. Where do we go up? So now we know where we're at, right? We know where we're bouncing. So how do we get back up? Through here. And that's going to be above 52.35. And then you're going to need to reclaim that 52, son of a bitch, that 53.30 floor. Beyond that, I think this is relatively low resistance overhead, right? Doesn't look super heavy. So that could be the trigger to get you through that next lot of empty space. So read and react here.
So you like my 60s for 815?
Bad? It's not bad at all, buddy. Oh, damn. What the fuck? When did we miss this one? Holy shit. I mean, I don't know if I would have taken that anyway. Okay, we did talk about that. That's right. So pop up on the floor. You wicked down, touch the box underneath you, hold yourself back up, held the floor. Sellers got mad. Now it's punching through the box, and you should be looking at the range above that has a floor here. That's 104. Then the median will be 105.15, psychological target. If you can bust through that and over 106, the only and the most logical target is 108. There is room for runners depending on the trajectory and speed in which we start taking off from this. Right, definitely want to set alerts on because of the empty space that opens up some opportunities for runners, possibly into the 115s. So, all right, Fastly up for earnings. Trying to go as fast as I can without compromising quality. Wow, that is a mess. Holy crap! I mean, not in a bad way. I mean, it's just like, wow, you're scattered. So long term, I don't know if it really matters. So let's do this 24-hour, and we're going to just look at what's above and what's below. So clearly there's overhead here. There's a floor. The floor, damn, what a shit floor. But that was 2 attempts, right? That you kind of like a slippery slope. You grabbed hold and then slipped and you fell. So you basically go ahead and mark that out as your second area, right? And so above 375, you're aiming for 777, or excuse me, 735, 775, right? And that I think would be enough to get you to $9.99 or $10. And that would just be step one, you know. Beyond that, yeah, there is definitely more empty space on Fastly. But you got to take this thing one step at a time. So, all right, we got that's DKNG Lunar. Oh wait, DKNG. My bad. What the fuck? Okay, so yeah, we've been, you guys have been kind of waiting on this one for a while, man. I mean, you're just waiting. It's almost like Apple, you know, you're bunched up against where you want to go. I think this happens, you know, maybe a light news announcement or, you know, an upgrade from a bank. I'm not
They
exactly
pushed
sure.
earnings back as well, by the way.
Maybe that's it, you know, but all I can say is I have a $49 target potentially for DKNG. And yeah,
I'm scared because the last time they pushed earnings back, it was SMCI.
true. I mean, 38, 36 if it, you know, shit's bad, but sports betting company, you know, what do you expect? All right, Lunar, heading into lunar territory. You've got a floor right here, and that is 1350. So that's going to be step one. So you're nearly there. Now that changes and becomes perfectly aligned with what you just broke up above. So we'll go ahead and measure that out. Ugh, I hate the fact that that looks like that. It was a weird gap up, return to the box, tap the high. So we'll go ahead and say the first target, or the target now is 1365. And a pop over 1465. I think that opens up the doors to go to 1650. But again, this is something that on the lower time frame, or the higher time frame, excuse me, you know, there's just a decent bit in front of you. So, you know, aiming for the top or where that volume is at, I think that's where that's your best bet target wise. So affirm. All right. So, what are you looking for on this one? Up or down? I'll come back to that. Let me know. Starbucks. I have the same thing to say about it. You came back, you did retest that 75.50. You do have a little bit of empty space underneath you. But ultimately, it's not going to be until we lose something, in my opinion, that's real, and that's 95.50. And that's what you're bouncing off of on the lower time frame. So depending on how tomorrow goes, right now you're bouncing and you're right up against that floor. So, you know, we could be looking at Starbucks going back up to retest 97 before that's all said and done. Oscar, the only reason I say that on a firm is because it's just not clear. Holy shit. Okay, so this thing's already moving right now. I see this box right here. What's up, J-Dan, man? How's it going, brother? So I don't play healthcare shit. Not my favorite thing in the world. That being said, I do see a nice floor sitting here at 1635. You're pushing or have punched back right through the box, distributing that volume through this weaker. I wouldn't call it empty space, but so ultimately, I would say right now 1631 and then 1687 would be the first or the next trigger to fire you up into the 19s. So. Got some triggers above you. All right, let's see here. I'm doing amazing, J-Dan. We had I don't know if you saw my video, dude. We've had a record-breaking week. This has probably been one of the best weeks of possibly all time. Very blessed.
You know how you say that Jay Mia was that trade that really sent you off on your
Mhm.
way?
Yeah.
This is that trade for me.
Yeah, for sure. It was Kodak, not Jamia. Jamia was the stock that like really I guess swing trading wise, like kind of helped me take the profits, like that big giant stack that I had made. It was Jamia, GRWG, there was some basic stocks in there too. I was really attached to Dollar General and uh, Dollar Tree for a long time, strictly swinging them. That's where Dollar Tree is actually where I came up with this, and I still have the video out there somewhere of where I like just
Dude.
came up with this conspiracy theory, not like that I basically use today, where I was like, no way, bro, like this shit is all planned months, years, sometimes in advance, you know.
Speaking of Kodak, it's above that 7. I had it charted for a while back, but it's above 7 right now.
What's the stock?
Kodak.
Oh, is it really? I haven't looked at this thing in a long time. Look at that thing, dude. All the way
Yeah.
from $2 to
Yeah, it
fucking
was a crazy. They
$58.
squeezed it out. Yeah, I
I
think that's when they
bust
announced that they did something with their
no
bankruptcy or something like that.
that was what Trump mentioned them to hold this vaccine.
Oh yeah.
They were making the fluid for vaccines to be held in. And funny enough, right next door in the same city, which is in Texas, there is iBio, which is another stock that did not do me any favors, but yeah. All right, so let's keep moving here. Did I finish looking at that? Which HPQ? Yeah, we looked at that. Deck 140 call. Oh, if you're looking beyond that, I can't say no. I mean, maybe August 15th. Yeah, that might be enough time. Looking at 130s, 140 would be. Yeah, I think that would be okay. Yeah, it's decent. That's looking way beyond. That's relying on obviously earnings to rip. So, we did Target. I'm assuming that's Target. But yes, I am long on Target. Wanted over that 106 or 108.60 and up into the 112.25s. Just simple. Let's see here. JYDDD. Rainfall here, Potter. I know. I saw Ivy. You guys. It looks like there's like a fucking blanket over the Philippines of just straight clouds. 108.85. Yeah, that's it. All right. Tesla. Oof. Wow. Torture chamber. But what do we know? What's going to happen soon? What's gonna happen soon?
Rippy.
That's right. See, Astro is the first fucking person to respond to that. if you could put Tesla in a pipe and smoke it, he'd be the first in line.
I got it.
All right. So here's what we can conclude, right? Now, on the 24-hour, there's been, periodic areas where you spend, what did we say, about 8 to 9 days, 7 days. And right now you have 1, 2, 3, right? You got 3 days. But where are you being held up at? And we already know what's above us, right? The 340s. That is the floor. That is the ceiling. That is our current fight. A gap up, right? And this is where you might have to be in the right position at the right time. A gap up would likely lead us up there. Now, at this point, I wonder if it's worth the risk to reward, being that it is so close, but it is 340.20 would be the first target. I think what would sweeten it, and really where this trade is like, I think worth holding, is 348.18 and 352.60, right? And that's also taking in consideration that channel, right? Which, bring it down here, bring it down there, doesn't matter. We're focused on the top.
You got 2 minutes till the bell.
Yep. Oh, Thermo Fisher punched back for you. Cool. Yeah, earnings rip. Didn't we talk about? Yeah. I'd be, with that candle close that you have now, I'd be aiming for 500 or 497. Keep it simple. All right. Pony. Empty space. John. What the hell? I'm not sure I can agree with that. But I can tell you this. This overhead of 1635 is 100% the area where price can move up. You have a box up above you, and so you would play 1875 24-hour candle close, looking to the upside. But there's also something to be said about being held underneath this particular level with empty space, on the weekly below you. But the only thing that, and this is just, it goes to show you guys, you typically don't stop until you hit something that has volume. But market crash inbound, I don't think, maybe not a crash, but I can tell you gold, which holy hell, that thing rejected. I can tell you gold is set for a big move. I mean, it just is. So, and I mean, we can conspire on up or down, but the market just ripped up into new highs today. So just, again, who knows? I'm going to keep trading and try to be in the right. If I see some signs that we could potentially see a pullback, you guys know what we do. We buy target-based contracts out of the money, typically hedging or looking to protect positions that we're swinging to the upside. So, all right, Tilray up, wicked off the first green candle to your left because that is law, and now it is holding, or excuse me, falling. Seems like it pulled back to, so you didn't really get quite to the wick. So it looks like you held up an imbalance. So you've got the box here, and like I said, you're holding that imbalance. So this calls for lower time frame analysis, where you'll see that floor, and that is 74 cents. So again, you're gonna have to play this up into that $81 or 81 cent area, but it does also have the potential to chop. By the move on gold lately, we've seen some volatility within the markets, but one thing I can tell you guys is that gold is likely going to, the way that we fell, right? You guys, I tell you guys this all the time. The way that you pull back is typically indicative of how you're going to move back up. So as of right now, I can speculate on like gold continuing to fall, and it is and has lost areas that it needed to hold, such as the 312. This is on, the spider. But underneath us, and again, this thing fails to have really, solid, what's the word I'm looking for? solid levels just across the board, right? We don't have points of contact is what the word I was looking for. But that being said, I could see retests being, right around 311 or potentially down in these 310s or 39s. But again, I'm typically always gravitating where the most points of contact are. So I would say 309 is probably where we're likely to retest. But when I look back up above me, right, at how we've departed, this could be an easy W, right? Easy W. I think just literally above the 312.77, we would be looking for a 313.32, and of course, moving up into that floor at 314. But
Google's pushing.
is it? Ultimately, here's what I see: a massive, and you could also just say gold came down because it hit a weekly top. Right? And the initial reaction doesn't necessarily dictate what was going to happen in the future, but gold does have a gap down at that target of 309. So what I just told you on the 24-hour is now true on the weekly. So within the week, we could see a bounce off of 309 and a move back up to close green. And here's what again, this is deep shit. How you react. Sellers are going to push price down. If they cannot, you will see that, right? In a failure to continue, right? Hit resistance, fall, hit resistance, fall. Hit resistance, we don't know yet because this is a weekly candle and it's Wednesday. But one thing I can tell you is that we are in here. We are in here, 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 right? We are consolidated and we are looking for a move. And that is going to obviously be in tune with the markets that we trade. So let's see. Google taking a rippy. Oh no.
It was.
No
ALK
comment.
also
It doesn't
took
have
a little
earnings.
dumpy.
Oh, I ain't worried about that. Don't worry about a thing. What is Hems doing? Ripping? Oh, it's still holding up. Oh, did you take that? Cool. Google just wasn't for me, man. Just doesn't seem like it was worth the, and what is it? Let me guess, is that the imbalance in that empty space? No shit. Can I explain why ALK knifed? Because it's being held down by that, which is 54, and it's going into earnings. So it's likely not going to move, and it's going to stay in its range. So
BA closed right at the top of the box.
oh shit.
TLDR, cooked.
So okay, this is a good moment right here. You could have tried to take this obviously 100 times and failed. Where, like, you could, you could even go to the 30-minute and just clean this up. This is a good lesson. Does everybody see it? Does everybody see, like, the finisher, the move that, like, we, again, I think dorks on the ICT call it a liquidity sweep, right? But we also, look at what's underneath us. Looks like there's a box right here, and that's 225.50. You bounce, you hold, you reclaim, you go to cost basis. It does its job. It pulls you back, goes to the floor. They still want to buy. You go to cost basis. This is pre-market jargon, and you end up ripping up and out, and now you are settled on the top of that box. So this reclaiming of that floor, there you go. With that much consolidation, and that's what we're looking for, right? Is that consolidation, whip, bounce, break back up, move through the 50% mark. That promises us, even, I mean, just getting the floor reclaimed in itself tells you a lot. So, slingshot. Yeah, you literally, I've used that as a metaphor. You're literally pulling it back to snap it forward with your little slingshot sack full of volume. Pause. All right, let's finish up these requests here. Lulu, so 24-hour is not giving us any signs, right? Yesterday was not a bad little bounce, but you just held, right? You didn't, this is important, reclaim. Every answer that you need is on the chart in front of you right now, right? 4-hour, 226. That's where you could look up towards 227 and this wick, but I would want to see a little bit more. There. So first green candle to your left here on the hourly, those wicks, right? And that's your upside, at least to start the chain reaction, because there is a decent bit of empty space in Lulu. Now, one thing I can see here with the bounce that we've seen there is typically when I see that lower low, I'll go and map it up. And if I see points of contact, I know I'm on the right track, right? But I typically expand that up to the top of that wick. And this gives me, greater potential. But anyway, that right there, keep it simple. Don't argue with it. That's been the resistance before. That's your current resistance and floor above you. That's where you would likely move up. And if you can start moving, if you could reclaim 228, I think at that point, it's just mapping this out and it's a step-by-step process, right? 229.82. And then really, I wouldn't even consider anything other than that 234. But again, the 24-hour needs to, this is where it is far more important. I do not need sleep, dude. I had a great sleep last night. This is just how my face looks. That's 2 days in a row.
Oh, don't
That's
bring
a
back
record.
the sleepy eyes. Oh my god.
Oh, it doesn't bother me, man. God slipped, kind of fell forward a little bit when he was jamming my eyes in my head. Just kind of pushed them a little deeper than they should have been. But when it rains, you guys get water in your eyes. I don't. I get a nice pool of water underneath him to keep me cool. Sometimes I blink really fast to flip some of the water up into my eye.
Bro got that caveman forehead.
All right, listen here, dude.
Caught in the rain.
Why is your forehead so shiny, Stelio?
Why does
do
it
you
always gotta be
grease it?
Stelio? Why
Unlike
is it
you.
always gotta be Stelio?
He came at me. All right.
You keep picking on me, bro.
For
You
real,
picked
why is
him?
it always gotta be him?
Yeah.
Did you guys hear this? He just came in here, said some shit to me. I clap back, and then he starts crying. God, this generation is cooked, dude.
All right, Unc.
Squirt like grape Kool-Aid in his eyes.
What?
That was crazy.
What?
It was absolutely diabolical. I don't know why
You
it
see
was.
the type of culture you created?
That's not, dude. You guys are on the same team, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
As the ultimate judge of racism, that was racist.
What wasn't? They're on the same. They're on the same team, dude.
Yeah, we're fighting from the same side.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of friendly shooting.
Friendly fire right there? Is it a little friendly
I
fire?
thought you were Korean.
Oh, there we go.
Damn, Cades believes in a whole bunch of things that we don't even know about. I'll say this again, 1285 on the upside here. You've got candles closing at 12. It's kind of moving a little bit in after hours. Anyway, your next target above you is 1327 and 1355 outside, right? And lower time frames probably going to give you greater insight on where that is. Something's about to happen. Why is it moving like this?
They just planned
They have
new
earnings.
vehicle launch.
It's literally happening right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Have
like a new
earnings
vehicle
going on.
launch on track or something. They just
Wait,
came out with
today's
some news.
earnings?
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
No way.
Q2 earnings.
Google and Tesla were reporting today.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ha! And someone said it was funny, so therefore not racist. I like that. It's a good rule. Okay, so
Is that how that works?
what did you just hit? Look, not looking at the current price. First green candle to my left. Oh yeah. See that? It's a science.
Can you say that again?
Nope. Docu. Yeah, we already went over this one. You're okay, but there's a you're just chill. If you're in DocuSign, you're just looking for your pre-market high to break, and you closed good enough today. You have a decent floor underneath you, and you have the 79.85 to hold you up. So you're Gucci. AI. Well, I'm going, guys. Get you guys.
Man, Google is flat.
See that
Yeah,
gut,
bro.
dude? I've been drinking kombucha, guys. You guys got to trust me. My gut's
God.
healthy.
Kombucha replaced Pavlov.
Oh, only a teaspoon a day, dude.
Carter, are you available on Friday after 8:30?
Whoa. So after 8:30, that's far ahead. I don't know,
Okay.
but I mean that is the gooning hour, so good luck.
Me and
No,
Taylor
I'm
are
just
gonna have to
joking. I'm
go
just, what's up? I mean, give me some context here.
No, it was just about the thing I was telling you about yesterday.
I mean, I'm sure I can make a minute.
Okay.
Depending on what it was would depend or open up whether I was available or not. You know what I'm saying? Gotta stay
What?
safe out here. All right. Nothing.
I think that was like a bullying tactic.
That wasn't a boy. See, you're just trying
He's
to
trying to
help
like
him
low
be a
bro you
victim.
right now.
No, I said I was scared. I'm scared of him, dude. He's been reverse bullying me. So now I think now I'm a target, bro. I'm scared. 34. I mean, this has great consolidation. So Suprit, this looks amazing. But just you have a decent tap today off of 3086. You do have empty space underneath you, right? So you got to keep your foot on the gas pedal. And so that's going to likely draw you down here where it does look like you're falling with volume. So yeah, if you do end up moving and losing 30, I think you're probably going to fill this gap before you move anywhere else. Oh yeah, my bad, dude. Thanks, bud. So you are fighting for the floor, right? That floor is 29.50. You move down into the lower time frames, and of course, it changes the game a little bit where you have this. It's weird because it's like kind of a box, but anyway, you're trying to close up above it. The only thing alternative here is that you build a box around it. But now you're looking at 29.80 to go and break, and I think that gives you a 31.35 target, straightforward. Hymns. You guys did it, right? You done did it. And I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow if you gap up and here's my target, right? There, 60-50. Anybody want to bet on it?
I'll bet with you.
Too late to bet on it now. Who wants to bet me that it goes to sit? Who doesn't believe that it'll go there?
Shit, send me your address, Poppy. I'll send you a gift.
Oh Lord. Okay.
What?
Scared.
It'll be a nice one, trust me.
Now I'm even more scared. All right, DM me. You've got a overhead at 161.18. I've got one contract left at Hims after a 590% trim. Low risk Chris. Also, that's a pretty cool name. That's awesome, dude. This should be ripping tomorrow. I mean, with that guy, the 2 wicks underneath you, it looks like you got pressure, but it's like 120, 165. Do people say that anymore? You got pressure? I don't think they say anymore. Is that old? Anyway, above 160, 121, you have your imbalance at 164 and the target of 165 directly up above it. That's a weird ass setup. Pressure?
You got pressure?
Yeah, you guys don't remember that? That is pressure. Where's Jorge at?
I
They might have
think
switched
US
to
had
pushing
earnings
now.
too, right?
US?
Yeah, they're pushing.
Yeah, QS had earnings. David Bowie once talked about pressure.
Who did?
David Bowie.
Oh my
The
god.
goat.
David Bowie. Anything else cool?
You.
Knee? Damn.
Hello, Nay.
Yeah, you're like a all right fella, puppy.
Thanks, man. All right, fella. It's good.
He had to hold back so hard. You see how he said that? He paused.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure in there. 7120. 7120 is your cut. That would be your next target down. What you wanna short that thing, or I'll show you some pressure. Calm down there, Jeffer. You don't even have a whole name, dude. Somebody was gonna name you Jeffrey, dude, and they just stopped halfway. That's crazy, dude.
Stop it, Jeff. What's Jeffer?
That's my whole name. Your whole name is Jeffer?
I mean,
Oh, your whole name is
ball
Jeffrey.
gag and a chain.
Hey,
you know?
hold on. Nope.
What?
That one's
Whoa.
that's
Watch out,
AI.
Jamal.
Did you just call Stelio Jamal? That's crazy. Did you hear that, Stelio?
Let's see, he's
All
trying to
right.
turn us against each other. That won't work.
Man, it's going crazy right now.
Get Labs. That looks pretty juicy. I would be looking at a fucking $50 target above 48.27, which should line up with a box here on the 24-hour. Yep, there it is. Bam. So watch 48.27 tomorrow. Tesla is moving up. Is it finally moving though? Oh,
No, just go to the 30-minute. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that rip.
damn. Woof.
Technically, we haven't lost anything, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I went over woof. Where were you at, dude? Ah, that's funny, Andros. Jeffer. I hardly know her. That's funny. So 211 is the floor that needs to be reclaimed. Once that gets reclaimed, you have to go to the lower time frame. Then you have a weird range directly up above you, leading to cost basis with a floor of 250. Wolf speed. Chipotle ate shit. Where's Chipotle? Oh. Nobody wants that fucking Caucase glazed ass Mexican food. I don't like Chipotle, dude. Every time I get Chipotle, dude, my stomach hurts. Tell me
What do you
why.
get?
I get I just got their new, like, what was like a fucking pork bowl or some beef bowl or some shit like that. Damn, that shit
You
hurt.
get the hot sauce.
No.
You
Put
don't
my
you
own
don't
hot
like
sauce
make
on
your
it.
own bowl?
I mean, yeah, I don't just order. I mean,
What do you get on your bowl? What do you get on your bowl? You get pinto,
rice,
beans, black
pinto,
beans.
cheese, tomatoes, onions, jalapenos, lettuce,
Stay away from the beans.
cheese,
You'll be okay.
sour
You wonder why
cream.
your
And then
stomach
you
hurts,
wonder
bro.
why. And then you wonder why you're going to the bathroom. You just ordered one
Are
of
you
everything.
kidding me?
No
It's
beans,
One of
diverse.
extra rice.
everything.
So you guys are always talking about diversity is good, and then the minute I diversify my Chipotle bowl, we got problems.
I mean, you got cheese, sour cream, hot sauce, bro. You got everything on there.
Jalapenos. You got, dude.
Pineapple.
Pineapple, dude.
On
Hey,
pizza.
but the
On
question
pizza
is,
strictly.
did you get
Pizza strictly.
do you get the white or brown rice? The question right there.
Mmm.
I get the brown rice. I
Better
get the
brown.
cilantro lime rice or whatever it's
All right,
called.
I'm out.
What? It's fucking delicious, and it's
I'm just
white.
kidding. I'm just kidding. It's that's the better option.
I like the
Always
89,
white rice.
88. Yeah, Uber looks like it should be dropping tomorrow. Want to bet on it? What's my favorite spice? Cinnamon. I fucking love cinnamon, dude. I do
Well,
the
if you wanna
cinnamon
gamble, we can
challenge
do
just for
virtual
fun.
blackjack.
No, I'm okay. Hell no.
What?
No. I'm not gambling. I'll
like
play
that.
blackjack in real life with whiskey and a cigar.
Yeah, that'd be baller.
Man,
Cinnamon on watermelon? No way, dude. I mean, it can't be as crazy as people putting mustard on watermelon.
gross.
All right.
Lime
I'm gonna
watermelon.
go ahead and stop the recording for YouTube here. Slap right at an hour. Perfect.
The fact that that was recorded is crazy.
Yeah, it was.
In general.